subscribe.
Hey everybody, Russell Envy here, bringing you another episode about the metaverse known as Upland, and boy, do I sure have an episode for you right now. I have been playing Upland for a little under a year, and one thing that has always been on my mind is what happens when your account is flagged for some reason and you are put into llama jail. That's right, you can actually go to jail in the Upland metaverse. They put you on Alcatraz Island in San Francisco. Pretty cool. I've actually been to Alcatraz. I've walked through it. I've seen the movie The Rock a million times with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. I actually quote that movie quite a lot, so I love everything about Alcatraz. But I have always wondered what happens, what is the communication like? Who do you talk to? Who do you reach out to? What do the emails look like? We are going to dive into all of that because a pretty well-known individual was actually thrown in the slammer. So let's dive into this. Please come over here on Twitter. Follow me, Russell ENVY. So I came to Twitter minding my own business, as you do, and I was checking my notifications, and there was a tweet from Coinbase NFT asking, what does Web3 mean to you? So this was on February 7th. And an individual that I follow, MetaTurk2023, on February 7th, actually shared the link to my post about the Upland UPX transfers and the fiat out for Block Explorer shops. So I posted something that things were coming. And so what does Web3 mean to MetaTurk? This is what it means, which is pretty cool. Thank you so much for dropping my link. So then once I saw that you can actually send UPX, see right here on your profile where this says send UPX. This is my buddy Expedia. We treasure hunt in San Francisco. So I came over here and I shared this image. So this is a supporting image to what I was saying earlier, that we can do UPX transfers. Here it is. But so this is what actually got my attention. MetaTurk 2023 shared a screenshot. So if we actually look at this, here's that screenshot. You can see that this player Octavius went to jail, which is very, very interesting. So here's this screenshot, and this was taken at 10:26 a.m. on February 7th, 2022. So here's the screenshot. Now, this actually wasn't the first thing that I saw about this Octavius. What happened was, I was over here on Kaiser 12's profile. Please come over, give Kaiser 12 a follow. Go join the YouTube as well. Subscribe over there. Fantastic channel. Somebody that I listen to. Kaiser actually shared, it's right here, the number one mob boss of Upland Me was finally arrested and put to jail. So this is what I saw first. So you can see that this was posted at 12:15 p.m. on February 7th. So my screenshot was at 10 in the morning. This was posted at 12:15, so clearly we have a timeline. I love the timestamps with all of this. You can see that I reposted, or I commented with "Bad Boys, What You Gonna Do?" I love that theme song, the theme song from Cops. Also, Bad Boys, one of my favorite movies. I believe this is Bad Boys 2, but that's okay. But so you can see a number one mob boss of Upland was arrested and put into jail. Everybody asking who, and you can see Kaiser said Octavius, and then somebody posted this screenshot, which it looks like it's my screenshot. Maybe not, but you can see somebody posted this. So I saw this. Then I went into my notifications and I was able to do some sleuthing around, and I could actually see that there is that tweet again. So let's go back. I'm sorry, we'll go one more time. Here it is. So here it is, 10:26 a.m., February 7th. So this is how I was alerted. This is how I first found out. And, watching this as of right now, you're probably wondering the same thing that I was wondering once I saw this. How can I confirm that this is real, right? A screenshot could be photoshopped. A number of things could have happened. So, ironically enough, with the send UPX, the UPX transfers that you can do, there's also another facet of the game, which is a profile lookup, a player lookup. And so we can actually come here and we can look at the name Octavius. Let's go into our game here, and let's go to the menu at the bottom of the screen in the middle. We'll open this up, and right here it says search player. So we can click here, and we can actually search for Octavius, just like this. And this will come up, and there's a bunch of different names. But here's that Chief Executive status, and if we click here, you can see it's legit. This is inside the app. You can do this right now. Pause this video, do exactly what I just did. Hit the settings menu at the bottom, click on search player, Octavius, Octavius, and you can look this up yourself. So this is legit. And like I was saying, you can actually, so here's San Francisco. And you can see that there are individuals here. This is Alcatraz. This is where our jail is. So you can actually see when these things move. It was right there. Hang on. Maybe we'll see it again in a second. But so you can actually click on these profiles. You can see everybody who's in jail. So let's move this a little bit. Nope, that was somebody else. This is an individual. We're looking to see if we can spot Octavius. I did this earlier today, and probably not going to see, but you can actually click on somebody's profile here, and you can see this is a buy 2440. This is an executive. So if you're wondering, what happens when you're in jail, I mean, they clearly don't lose their assets. These assets, if you click on them, you can see they still belong to this individual. They're just in jail. So, that solves the answer of what happens to your properties when you get put in jail. Nothing. You hold on to them. You're just sitting over here in the drunk tank for a while. Then you're going to go through the intake process and finally get into general pop. So Dipper Dapper, here's a director. Looks like the Pittsburgh Pirates logo. Maybe, maybe not. But this individual is also sitting in jail. You can see all of their assets. Fresno, San Francisco, Brooklyn. Lots of great assets sitting over here. Cleveland. So it looks like they at least made it to the Cleveland release before going to jail. There's also Chicago. So, you can do a little bit of sleuthing and find out, if you know the timeline, obviously San Francisco is Genesis City, and then we had Manhattan, and then after Manhattan we had Fresno. Then after Fresno, I think we had Staten Island. Then after Staten Island, we had a couple other things, but you can actually start putting the timeline together, and you can see at least, Cleveland. This individual made him to Cleveland. So, when you're looking at individuals sitting over here on Alcatraz in jail, you can really go learn a lot. Just maybe when they went to jail, go look at some timelines, some stuff like that. But so there's Alcatraz. There we are sitting over here. But so you can come over in game again, go to player search, and you can actually bring this up. Bring up my name. Obviously, I can't search for myself, which is pretty funny, but you should be able to. But apparently nobody else is named Russell Envy in the game, which is pretty good. But so there you go. All right. So looking at Twitter, we obviously saw that Octavius was sitting in jail. I just showed you how to confirm that this is legit. There's actually another way that you could have done this as well, and it's by using URL here. So I've done this a few times, but so I'm going to hit / and we're going to see I have this right here. So this is the parameter that you can pass in the URL to bring up somebody's card. So just like what we did with the search, I'm going to back this out and I'm just going to spell Octavius and I'm going to hit enter. So this is play.upland.me/profile ? Username equals Octavius. And so if you actually put that in, this will bring up Octavius's card as well. So I wanted to show you that there are two different ways to do things. I've known about this for a while, using that little cheat there. But now that we can actually go and do player search in here, I no longer have to do that. Thank goodness. But so you can see that this is legit. So I wanted to find out if I could learn exclusively what happened. So I dove into handy dandy Discord. So I'm going to bring up my Discord here. Now this is the actual individual, this Dylan Shub right here. This is Octavius. And so I'll tell you, I was in the Portage Park Development Service or server, and I was talking to an individual named Coop, COOP, who is also a moderator here over at Crown Capital. So you'll actually see moderators, and Coop actually might jump in here while we're on here. But so Coop posted something in Portage Park about talking to Octavius about a deal that we've been working with in Portage Park. And so I commented and I said, hey, could you ask Octavius about this thing that I saw about him going to jail? And Coop, there he is right here, just popped in. What up, Coop? Coop said he's actually sharing all of that over in Crown Capital. Go check it out. So I was brought my attention over here. I'm inside of the general chat, so you can just see Crown Lounge's general. So here we go. This is from Dylan Shub, also known as Octavius. So this is what he got in an email. It says, "Hi, Dylan. After reviewing recent activity of your account, we have identified patterns of behavior that appear to be violations of our terms and conditions. These may include use of multiple accounts," very interesting right there, multiple accounts, "to unfairly exploit the platform, as well as others. A lot of accounts that made chargebacks," there's another clue, chargebacks, "then funnel all of their UPX to your account, Octavius." So there it is right there. A lot of accounts, they made chargebacks, and then they funnel all of the UPX in the account to the Octavius account. Very interesting. We understand that that we may not have full details in the matter, and we will give you a fair opportunity to explain the circumstances according to your perspective. Please send us an explanation of why these patterns were detected within the next 48 hours. And you can actually see a legit signature here. Upland support team, support@upland.me. For non-support discussions, join others in our official channels. So here we go. There's that answer to the first question we had, is what happens when you are flagged? So obviously there is an email that gets sent to your account. It's obviously the email that is tied to your Upland profile, the one that you sign in with every time. But there we go. So there's the legit signature. So if you're ever questioning if a signature is legit, at least we have this to go on. We know what we should be looking for. But so that is the email that Dylan got. So I was scrolling, I was digging a little bit deeper, and I actually found this right here. So Octavius Dylan Shub said, "Hi. Thanks for replying with more information. I'm still quite confused and just had a conversation with Lisette and Cafe Morgador. I will attach it below. If you could give me more information about which accounts specifically have been acting nefariously, I will be able to look through my Discord conversations and the blockchain to try to assist in any way I can. It truly is upsetting to hear that people are taking advantage of the fiat onboarding ramps and doing chargebacks. So there's another clue. I really hope that this is not somebody targeting me, Octavius, because I'm really feeling like collateral damage right now in somebody else's bad behavior. I also get that feeling as well, but we'll go on. So this is the conversation from Dylan to Lisette. Now, Lisette, if you actually go over to the main Upland channel, you'll actually see where it says like community members, and you'll see Lisette has a red name. Big individual when it comes to Upland, knows her stuff. Very lovely person to actually talk to as well. So this is what Dylan said. I do hate to come to you with issues. I try to lay low and just be a good citizen. Don't we all? As I understand it, I am in trouble for a recent transaction I did. The only thing that I can think of might be considered gray area is that I helped my friend Kiera Crypto. Kiera had crypto, and I had a large USD balance in the game. Okay, I used my in-game balance to purchase a number of properties for him, and then did a swap for some cheap burner properties, and he paid in crypto. So it looks like Octavius went and bought some properties, maybe went to LA and got a Wilshire, maybe got a Melrose, maybe got a Hollywood, who knows. Bought some properties, and then Kiera Crypto, maybe had some Cleveland or some Nashville sitting around. They made some cheap burner deals, and then there was also an off-channel payment that was made in crypto. So now we're getting some more insight. First of all, this is wild to read that somebody's willing to admit this, but I see it as a gray area as well. I see it as, maybe you shouldn't do this, but it's also, what's the difference between paying USD and paying crypto when you're still getting the final outcome? All right, so I made sure not to do any of the mistakes that Dizzy had, i.e., paid the 5% USD tax when I purchased, and so did the seller, so the community pool got its cut. Very interesting there, too. If I can provide further information, please let me know. Kiera is a long-term player and a quite large whale. He is on Discord, and we can definitely include him in this chat if need be. In the email response I got from Upland, they said, a lot of accounts that made chargebacks then funnel all their UPX to the account Octavius. This is very alarming and upsetting to read. I hate to hear people are doing this to the community. If there's any information I can provide to assist, please do let me know. I have not really been active in Upland for quite some time. UPX selling was stopped when X1 the Gamer made the announcement many months ago, and Crown Capital stopped temp swaps officially over a month ago as preemptive measures. So UPX selling, I heard rumors of it, and I'm not really sure how it works, but it looks like people were selling, 80,000 UPX, that would be $80 USD, for maybe like $50 USD. Maybe they were doing deals like that. I'm not exactly sure. Please don't quote me on that, but I have read things like that where you can get a better deal instead of going through the UPX store. You can buy it from somebody. There's, ways to circumnavigate how that works. But so there we go. Also, Crown Capital stopped temporary swaps. So this is that 50-50 swap, and that is actually how a lot of individuals got their collections. Were doing 50-50 swaps, meaning that I would have a collection like an ultra rare, And if you were somebody who I trusted, I would trade my 3 ultra rare properties for 3 burner properties that you have. Once those properties belong to you, they've been swapped, they've been traded, you hold them. You can actually put them into a collection. You can earn the collection bonus, and then you would give me my properties back. And then after you give me my properties back, you'd give me half of whatever you earned. So those are 50-50 swaps, and Crown Capital stopped doing that over a month ago as a preemptive measure. So Dylan Octavius also said, would you like me to also send this info over to Upland, or should I just discuss this all with you? Thanks again, and you and the mods do to keep us safe. Thank you so much. So there we go. There's really his reply back, which is, I get it. I understand. There's some gray stuff here. Of course, I am an individual that always supports pushing the barriers, flying at the seat of your pants, shooting from the hip, whatever term you want to associate with it. I also see that as a gray area. I can definitely respect anybody who is pretty sure that they're doing things on the legit side. So I definitely sympathize with Octavius here. And so here's what Lisette said. Hello, thanks for reaching out. First, I would definitely send all of this and any other information to the Upland support email. What's seen on our end is some activity triggered the multi-accounting alarm in our system, since there were accounts that made chargebacks and then funneled assets directly to you. That's very important. That's another big clue, right? That there is some activity that can trigger a multi-accounting alarm because of some chargebacks and some funneling assets. So, if you're out there thinking, how can I funnel assets, or how can I get into some Ozarks money laundering stuff, just don't do it. All right? Don't do it, kids. So you can see, I don't know the details of how many accounts or which accounts these were, but I would suggest retracing those you have made transactions with in the last few weeks. I know you have a ton of transactions, but on our end, it's either a lot of coincidence or these accounts were all filing chargebacks, or there's a connection between those accounts that ties back to you. I hope this helps a little. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Last but not least, Dylan said, very interesting because I've really not been that active. However, if that's the case, that there have been making chargebacks, how exactly is that my fault? I would put a big question mark right there. And then I would say, if not my fault, how can I assist your team in catching them or clearing my name? I would also be concerned with that as well, This sounds like someone is using the PayPal or the Google Pay, maybe the Android Pay, the Apple Pay. They're using a loophole, which has always been an ugly problem, because Upland kindly provided a fiat on-ramp. So there you go, laid out from Octavius himself. We actually, were able to go do some digging. So we know what the email looks like. We know what they're saying. We heard his side of things. So as this starts to unroll, I will start posting more things on Twitter. I'll post more things in the main Discord. Maybe we'll even make a new video. But you can see here, this is clearly what's going on. And then Dylan said he's off to bed. Feel free to post oodles of questions here about P2E, everyone, and I'll be sure to fill everybody in. So that's very interesting, very kind. Octavius is the person who appears to be very transparent. So I'm very interested to see what happens here. But obviously, Octavius, we just saw sitting in jail, sitting over in, let's see what this Maddie 1220 sitting over here in Alcatraz. Probably can't do much. Probably can still do stuff with Spark. You probably can stake Spark, but other than that, you can't sell properties. Definitely not treasure hunting, probably not even making any sales going on. Probably have some properties, but you probably can't buy any properties there. So lots of things going on. But again, this all started because I noticed Metaturk 2023. Shout out to this account who posted this, and then Kaiser12, an individual who you should follow on Twitter and on YouTube. Not only myself, you should follow me first, Russell ENVY, and come over here to YouTube, follow me, Russell ENVY. Help me get to 100 subscribers, and it will just be youtube.com/Russell ENVY. But for now, my channel link is inside of my main description here, and it's this long, ugly URL. Help me get to 100 subscribers, and we'll go from there. But definitely, you can see, we were brought this to our attention. We did some digging. Always dig. That's the same thing that we did here in this multi-accounts video that we made on YouTube. There's another individual, Lisette, and another individual that we were able to go into Discord, and we were able to see written proof that you are allowed to multi-account. There's a lot of rules or a lot of clarity about what a multi-account is versus what a brother and a sister or a husband and a wife account looks like. So if you're wondering about multiple accounts, I would definitely come over to my YouTube channel, give this video a view. It's only 15 minutes long. Please subscribe to the channel. My name is Russell Envy, RussellEnvy. You can follow me on Twitter. Follow me over on YouTube. This has been another video about the metaverse known as Upland. Now we know what happens when you go to jail. We know what the email looks like. It sounds like they let you state your case, and you better be on top of your stuff, and you better be able to back up what you say, because we all know the blockchain does not lie. Until we see you again, thank you for following over here on YouTube. Have a great day.
Subscribe.